Welcome back, everybody. We are having another fun episode of Indie Reads Aloud Radio. Today, we have children's book author Mark McCraw coming back to share another of his wonderful children's stories with us. So gather your little runs and put everybody's headsets on. And everybody, we're going to have great illustrations on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. It's going to be a lot of fun. Mark has been here before, and he's coming back again because he's written tons of fun books. Welcome back, Mark.
It's nice to meet you again.
I'm glad to have you back on the program.
Thank you.
Mark McCraw has spent more than a decade in education, working with children and students of all ages, from infants through college students. His career as a military father was important to him and to his family. He is a father of 4 adult children and a grandfather of 9. He currently lives in Oklahoma. I'm so glad you're back again. I can't imagine juggling 9 grandchildren during the holidays. I can't.
They keep me busy, that's for sure.
I guess. Today you're going to be reading Babbling Betty for us.
Yes.
I'm going to read a little bit of that introduction.
Okay.
Betty is the best babbler in her 4th grade class at Burnham Elementary School in Boston, Massachusetts. Betty is a brainiac who is always beaming about the facts she learned in her books that she loves very much. She babbles about baseball, butterflies, bowling, and books. Okay, these are tongue twisters. You're catching me here, Mark. Betty does not believe she has a bad problem. Bobby and Brenda, her best friends, are bewildered and bored at Betty's babbling because she bothers them all the time. Betty gets into trouble for her behavior. Betty believes she is not bothering Bobby and Brenda while believing they can benefit from her books she reads. Okay. Bobby and Brenda never believe Betty can be brief on anything while babbling. But I feel like I'm reading Dr. Seuss. Betty is not bashful and finds a way to babble no matter what. A bizarre set of events bring her great benefits, even though she keeps getting into trouble with her babbling. Betty gets big news that will bedazzle everyone. Okay. I need to rest my tongue. It's a tough one.
It's fun. It's fun.
So everybody, again, if you're listening, this is going to be terrific fun. If you have access to our YouTube video, pay attention because all the fun graphics and stuff are going to be on the screen while Mark reads. Mark, when you are ready, please take the microphone and read loud.
All right, sounds great. All right, Babbling Betty, written by myself and illustrated by Allison Vandenbosch. Book is dedicated to all the babblers in the world. My name is Betty. I have blonde hair and blue eyes. I am 11 years old. To see the board, I need to use big glasses, even when I read books. I have one sister named Barbara who has brown hair and blue eyes. Barbara is so beautiful. She was born before me. Barbara is 12 years old. My sister Barbara is shy, unlike me. We both go to Burnham Elementary in Boston, Massachusetts. We live on 212 Baker Avenue in Bartonville, just outside of Boston. Our blue house has 4 bedrooms with 3 bathrooms, and next to our house is a brown barn. My dad, Bob, is a banker. He is 5'7" and has quite a belly. It is because he eats too much barbecue and too many biscuits. He works at Barton Bank in the downtown area of Boston. When he is at work, he likes to eat bagels. I think this is why he has a big, bulging belly. At the bank, my dad gives out bubblegum to the kids. His favorite activity is watching baseball on the television after work. I am learning about the basics of baseball. My mom, Bianca, is about 5 feet 4 inches. She has blonde hair and blue eyes. She babysits children from the block. On Saturdays, we eat barbecue at Brett's Barbecue Barn. It is a restaurant inside a barn. On Sundays, we go out to breakfast. Dad likes to order bacon and egg biscuits, but I prefer eggs and bacon with 2 slices of bread. Mrs. Butler, my 4th grade teacher, is a 6-foot tall lady. She has brown hair or brown eyes and brown hair. She could be a basketball player because of her big stature. Both my best friends, Bobby and Brenda, have brown hair and blue eyes. Bobby and Brenda are shorter than I am. People tell me I have a bad problem. I babble. I am a babbler at home, on the bus, and in class. People describe me as a brainiac who babbles about baseball, butterflies, bowling, and books. I love to read books. At home, I babble to my young pugs, Brutus and Baxter. They were born to listen to me babble. On the bus, I babble about all the books I have read. When I get to school, I babble in Mrs. Butler's class. My best friends are Bobby and Brenda, who sit in the back row next to me. They could not believe I had read so many books. I like to be a blabbermouth, so the other classmates and Mrs. Butler hear me. I like to babble about baseball, butterflies, bowling, and books. Mrs. Butler, Bobby, and Brenda are getting belligerent with me. They realize I am smart because I read so many books. Brenda and Bobby are getting bored with me. Brenda thinks I can also be bossy when I am not babbling. Because I was bothering Brenda and Bobby, Mrs. Butler moved me to near the blackboard next to her big desk. I am sad about Bobby and Brenda. I thought they were my best buddies. I thought my babbling was fun. Sometimes I feel like I do not belong. I felt betrayed by my best friends. I babbled under my breath at Mrs. Butler. I was not happy being at the blackboard because I did not think I was bad. I looked forward to leaving the school on the bus because I could babble more there than I could at the blackboard. If the day could not get any stranger, we had 2 guest speakers, Benjamin and Betsy Hall. They told our class that a UFO with aliens beamed them up to their spaceship. They said they saw blinking lights and a beeping sound up there. Betsy told us she knew it was not just a balloon. She and her husband said it was the biggest UFO ever. Benjamin said he first saw the aliens while driving his 1992 brown Buick. The Halls claimed they were the only ones to have beamed up. After they beamed up, they said the aliens wiped their minds blank. I did not believe the Hall's story, but my other classmates did believe them. I would have shaken in my boots if I saw an alien. They wanted the class to believe their weird story. I was not sure about believing them because their story was baffling. Being a babbler myself, I did not listen to their babbling. Other classmates believed them because they had seen it in alien books at the library. On the bus, I wondered why I got into trouble for babbling in class. I was certain I could stop babbling again. After thinking, I do not think I am mad at Bobby and Brenda for being bored with my babbling. I could try and stop babbling. One time on a long and boring trip to Birmingham, Alabama, my dad became irritated by my babbling the whole time. My mother did not like my babbling either. My babbling was great until Dad gave me the largest pack of bubble gum. I knew why my dad gave me bubble gum. It was to get me to stop babbling so much. So on the trip, my dad stopped at Bird's gas station. My dad did not know I threw away the bubble gum in the bathroom. My dad had a battle plan for my constant babbling. He gave me his backup bubblegum pack that he keeps for babbling children in his back pocket. This was all because my babbling was bothering them. When we were at home, my mom and dad love it when I go to bed. They think it is a blessing when I am not babbling. I think I can still read books without babbling about them all the time. I have a babbling disease. They call me a big mouth, but I know how brilliant I am because I read many books. I could stop babbling, or my best friends will not bear the babbling. Before my babbling becomes boisterous, I must write on the board, I will not babble, I will not babble, I will not babble. Just when I thought I had my babbling under control, I met the boy of my dreams. My classmate, Ben, was a new boy in class who wowed me. He just moved to Boston and enrolled in my classroom. He has dreamy brown hair and blue eyes. Now I cannot stop babbling about him. He does not mind me babbling. Guess what? He is a known babbler too. He loves to talk about books and baseball. Babblers cannot help themselves. Babbling is in our blood. I told Ben all about baseball, butterflies, bowling, and books. I even babbled about eating bacon and my dad eating biscuits. I talked about my dad having a big belly. I held nothing back with my big, blissful babbling. I had found my true beau. Ben thought I was beautiful, but wanted to be best buddies. This is not what I wanted. Oh well, Ben and I became Mrs. Butler's fourth grade class's best babblers. We got a beautiful babbling trophy. Ben and I are buddies because we love babbling. At least our classmates will never be bored. Best babblers, first place. And a place for them to write down their babbles.
What fun. What a great book.
Did that keep you? Did that keep you in suspense? Or a lot of tongue twisters, huh?
The tongue twisters are crazy. I don't know how you came up with all of those. It's pretty wild. Where did you get the idea to write about Betty? Where did that idea come from?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm a babbler.
Okay.
I've been accused of socializing too much if I go to Walmart and places like that. So part of that is me, and part of those stories come from children and how they babble and stuff like that as well, about different things, whatever it is they babble about, whatever the situation is going on. So, and then I use actual stories that happened to me when I was younger and mixed them in and just made them fun, and made it fictional around the Boston area.
That's very fun book. I'm so glad that you came back to read for us, and I hope you'll come back another day and read it for us again.
Oh, I'd love it. And this was actually worked with an illustrator on TikTok called Artful Alley, and so this was her first illustrated book.
How fantastic.
So I was excited about that.
That is very, very cool. I shout out to Artful Alley, and I'm glad that she was able to partner with you and move her career forward as well. Thank you again for coming on the program, and I look forward to having you back.
All right. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I enjoyed it.